All right. I saw it there last time. I saw it. Shit. Okay. Yeah. All right, we live, Akim. All right, let's go ahead and clap it up. Right. I'm going to start off and say Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commandant General Yohana. I'm Precinct Officer 5000, Kasar Pakah. This is the Thursday night scripture breakdown for the ISUPK Northern California, ISUPK Sacramento, all over the Bay Area, etc. If you are in the area, you can come to 2213 McDonald Avenue in Richmond, California. We have classes throughout the week. Before we get started, I'm going to read what the ISUPK is about. You can find this on our website. If you ever want to get involved with any organization, you want to make sure you know what you are getting involved with and what it's about. In the ISUPK, we are educating Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians about their true heritage, which is comprised of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Once our people begin to follow the laws in the Bible, God, or Yahweh in the Hebrew, will look down from heaven and have mercy on us. He will also send Christ to free us from our oppression. Using the Bible, the ISUPK will fix all the problems of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities, turning a lawless and immoral people into a law-abiding, righteous people. The true nationality of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, and West Indians of North, Central, and South America are the true descendants of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And Jesus Christ, or Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew, is our King. All right? And as we always start the class, so I can follow this. I think it's going to calm down eventually. But long story short, any questions in the class, any questions online? Here's. Go ahead.
You seen the slide, sir? You see the TikTok video I sent you?
Which one was that?
It's pretty much a TikTok video of the White House official TikTok page. The White House just made an official TikTok page, and they posted pretty much a TikTok showing that they're catching all of the quote unquote illegal immigrants as Pokemon.
Damn.
Yeah, they got the Pokemon song in the background and everything. They talking about they gotta catch them all,
Damn.
And it's pretty much equating to them saying that they're pretty much animals. Pokemon are pretty much animals.
Damn. Give me Isaiah 40. Let me see if I can miss Isaiah, I think 46. That's why I need my sword. If I gotta be stubborn, I'm going to look it up. But, no, one more thing. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Now, this precept that I'm looking for is perfect. Give me Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Go ahead, read it when you got it.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Right. So it's talking about, if you read up early on, it says that this is to the children of Esau, of Edom, Mount Seir. This nation of people has had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. We call this nation the so-called white man, the Europeans. They have always had a hatred towards the children of Israel, even in the time of their calamity. Like, what is calamity? Your struggle. You understand? Your oppression. The Latinos are coming to America, escaping violence in Guatemala, poverty, starvation. They're coming here trying to seek a better life, and they're joking about their suffering, about their calamity. That's an evil type of person. You understand? Like, black people, Latino people, Native Americans, our spirit, we have a kindness about us. See, they always try to make it seem like we are the most evil and wicked people on planet Earth. But if you really get to know us, we are some of the most loving people on planet Earth. You understand? And these people have a perpetual hatred. Keep going.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Right.
So now we're supposed to be coming out of our captivity. We did our time here in America, building up this nation, 400 years of slavery. You know what I mean? The Native Americans on reservations, they did all these things. The Latinos worked to build up concrete, laying bricks, building up New York City. We're supposed to be coming out and becoming free and waking up and getting ready for the kingdom of heaven to be built on earth. They don't want to let us go. They want to increase the oppression. What do they want to do? They want to make America great again. They want to go back to the 1800s and put us down even more, right? But now the Lord is saying that these people are going to have to face these things and more of what they put out. So we'll drop that. The one I wanted was Isaiah 47 and 6. And then we'll go to something else. But if anybody got any questions or comments anytime, just feel free. All we just ask is that you just raise your hand and I'll call on whoever. You know what I mean? You got it?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 6.
I
was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance.
Right. The Lord was angry with the children of Israel. We did not obey him. We were constantly breaking the laws. No matter what happened, no matter what miracle we saw, we were going against the laws of God. And he was angry at us. He polluted his inheritance by putting us into slavery and captivity over and over and over again. Read.
And given them into thy hand.
He put us in the hands of these oppressors here in America. Read.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
But they didn't do what? They showed us what?
Thou didst show them no mercy.
Right, like we did everything for them. But they didn't show any mercy to us. They made memes and sold Skittles signed by George Zimmerman after they killed Trayvon Martin. Like, who, you know, they say you never want to kick a man when he's down. You see us in the Tenderloins. You see us all over this country suffering, in jail, on drugs, no single-parent fathers. Charlie Kirk made a career talking about black people. He's supposed to be a Christian. Why didn't he help black people? Christ said, he said, blessed are who? The poor. His whole mission should have been to help black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But he made a mission about showing us no mercy and showing us more hatred and building up his people. Read.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Right. And what did Christ say? He said, my yoke is light. It's not a heavy burden. He's not saying you need to work more hours, 10 hours, 16-hour jobs. You should be, you know what I mean, finding a way to kill yourself in order just to survive and still can't barely pay rent. Don't spend any time with your kids and your family. They made the yoke on us even heavier. Read.
And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the later end of it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? What is this saying? It's saying, you saying I'll be a lady forever. I'll be America the beautiful, Lady Liberty, all these things that, you know, they pride themselves as being this great nation. You don't understand how these things are going to end. Like, this is not made. The story wasn't written for you to ride off happily ever after being evil in the earth for thousands of years. Nah, this is made for the righteous to rise up and be in rulership, right? Go ahead.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure.
Right. Well, who gives into more pleasures than the culture of Europeans? Like, they don't turn down nothing. The homeboy from LA, man, brothers in LA, I never heard that until I got around y'all. They said we ain't turning down no fades. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody try to catch the fade, you supposed to take that. You know what I'm saying? Take that bet, take that fade. Esau ain't turning down nothing. He is trying to get high. He's trying to have sex. The birds ain't saved. The lambs. You know what I'm saying? Like, they sister, they cousins, children, all these things are what we see with these people because they're given into pleasure. They about themselves. They're carnal people. They're not spiritual people. So anything your flesh want, they will do, and they offer it to you here in America. That's the culture of America: is do what you want, do what you will. That's what Satan teaches in the church of Satan. Go ahead.
That dwelleth carelessly,
Mm-hmm.
that saith in thy heart,
Mm-hmm.
I am, and none else beside me.
Right.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Right. So it's just basically saying this is the pride of these people. They feel like nothing is going to stop them. They're never going to go through things. We can go to Iraq and bomb and kill 1 million people, but no one's ever going to come here and do anything. We can go around the world and take all the resources for everyone, but nothing's ever going to happen to us. Read.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment,
Right.
in one day,
Mm-hmm.
the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Right. So just all those things are coming because of the things that they're doing, right? But yeah, let's drop that. If anybody got any other questions, we'll go to something else. Any comments? If y'all want to add on to that. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let me see if we got anything online. Let me double check on here. Any questions? Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Atam, Bashim Yashai, to all the sisters, all the Akwathian online. Blah, 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 blah. The sisters are saying shalom to each other. All right. Tonight's topic is, the title is, You Are Already Married, Sis. You are already married. America created, not just even America, this has been something that's been going on a while. You can even trace its roots back to ancient Rome when it comes to one, monogamy, and then marriage being a contract that's written out, right? Today we hear so many different brothers that get married, then get broken up, divorced, the women taking half. It's like a joke. It's an ongoing joke. What's the brother, the football player right now? They like his woman is gonna take everything from him. Everybody keeps warning him. He just goofy as hell, green as hell, young. Probably his first, woman he ever had, and we all can see it. He can't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish it on the brother, but this is usually what has happened in these situations, and that's because they've turned marriage into a business and a contract between two people and the government. You understand? Go ahead. Yeah, Travis Hunter, get the brother a hand. Yep. Yeah, Lord be with that brother, because he's gonna need the Lord in Christ. Because from the looks of it, he is not going to win this battle with this woman. She has all the advantages in this situation. But no one would ever believe a child is not alive or born if they didn't have a birth certificate. He's sitting there looking right at you. But this marriage certificate is what society is telling our people what makes you married. That's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that sex is marriage. The act of laying with a woman, makes a bond that is unbreakable in the eyes of the Lord. You understand? And it's something that has been watered down. We don't know how dangerous it is to teach that, but let me get the first precept I want. Salakia. Let me go ahead and go to Exodus. Yep. You know what I want. Matter of fact, Exodus 22 and 16. We'll go to that one first. Think about there's so many different ways to go on this. We're gonna let these precepts come out though. Go ahead when you got it.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Right. So if a brother comes up, he gains this maid, this young woman up, and she is not betrothed, she doesn't have a husband, and he lies with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. That relationship is now solidified. So this thing about how America has watered this down, or the culture, Western culture. If you watch a movie, I'll really notice if you pay attention to a movie, two people that may like each other or meet each other, the moment they kiss in the movie, the next scene they're waking up after having sex with each other. Like they've watered down the importance of that, but the marriage is that he got on his knees. I think DJ Envy's son or his daughter just got proposed to the other day. My rib and her cousin was watching this on Breakfast Club. They said he came to the father, asked him for a hand in marriage, planned it. They flew all the way to Greece. He surprised her, got on one knee, all these things to build up for this ceremony. They're going to spend probably $500,000 on this ceremony in order to get this marriage. Now, is there anything wrong? Is it unlawful to have a marriage ceremony? Nah, it's glorious. You want to get married in that fashion, that's fine. But if you've already laid with this woman, y'all already been married in the sight of the Lord. You understand? That thing is more important than a ring on your finger. That thing is more important than a piece of paper. That thing is more important than someone, you know what I mean, spending millions of dollars on a party, right? And so imagine if we value that more as men and women. You understand? Because you can just sleep with anybody. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? And this whole thing about fornication is sex before marriage is another lie. The Bible talks about fornication. Fornication is not sex before marriage. Fornication is unlawful sex. If you sleep with another man, that's fornication. You sleep with a tiger or a lamb, that is unlawful sex. That's fornication. You can't have sex before marriage because that is the marriage. That's the bond that you're having when you do this. All right, drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, Genesis 24 and 67. It's something very subtle. People fight us about this. Some men, a lot of women, but they don't realize how much love it is and brotherhood it is to have for women. Because what comes from having sex? Yep. Good brother hand. You understand? That's the most basic thing that we all know. But for some reason, we have 500,000 abortions every year in America, just with black women alone. You understand? 23 million babies have been aborted since the 70s. I'm sure that number has gone up just from black women alone. If they had this understanding that if you lay with this man, you're going to have to stay with this man. They might have thought a little bit more about who they had sex with. You understand? If the brothers might have thought a little bit more before they laid with this woman. You understand? Read.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 67.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
Right. So when he took her into the tent, we know what he did. That's how she became his wife. They even say it to this day. How do you consummate a marriage? It's by having sex. But y'all been having sex for 4 years, 7 years. Women, they've been waiting for this man to put a ring on their finger for 8 goddamn years, not understanding that you already been married this entire time. Like that can save a lot of people's lives, save the lives of your children, because now it's not something you just do for fun. It's not something that you put first and then you save marriage for last. Like this order that things are set up is a woman goes up to high school, whatever. They go through their whole phase. That's the new thing, right? College, sleep with as many men as they can, not realizing that everyone was a marriage. Then they want to settle down and find a good man and want him to ride off in the sunset and take care of her for the rest of her life. Now, originally, it should have been the man that's going to kill for you and die for you and jump in front of a bullet for you is the first man that laid with you. You want to make the most important man of your life the last on this train. Lock it. He's the last. He's not the first. This is how upside down the world is. You understand? 50 niggas, 20, 30. They done had all the fun with your wife. And now the good man is really the sucker at the end of this. That's not how the Lord wanted it to be, man. And you wonder why the divorce rate is so high. You didn't give in yourself. They say that when you take in those fluids from a man, that doesn't just leave out of your body. It intertwines with your DNA. This is something spiritual going on. You understand? You understand? You having all these spirits, all these different personalities. I remember, shout out to another brother, Skrill. I talked about this before in class. He was like, women naturally soak up game from their men and start to act like them. Like you might know your woman is dealing with another man. She started using slang words that you ain't even used to. Like, I don't say that. Where the hell you start saying that from? Like, where did you get that from? Because you're around this other man. Like, when women are sleeping with these different men, they're taking all these different personalities, getting all these different characteristics. Now you dealing with her and she's got like, you know what I mean? But go ahead, Doc.
No, I was gonna ask a question about just that, honestly, with like the spiritual aspect of like if there's any precept on the spiritual aspect of like those souls bonding and a woman having so many men spirits like kind of cleaves onto her, you know what I'm saying? Like that can drive a woman crazy having that many men spirit on her.
Okay, the first I would go with Ephesians 5 and 31. See if that gets to what I want. I mean,
Like they said 5 and 31.
Right. Matter of fact, go up to start at verse 28.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
Mm-hmm.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
Right. Men should love their wives as their own bodies. This is another thing. The reason why we have such a high divorce rate is because the ideas that we learn about love come from fantasy. They don't come from reality. It doesn't come from a biblical understanding of what love is. In 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love or charity is sacrifice, like it's suffering. You understand? That's real love. If you care about your child and that child is crying in the middle of the night, the love is not all the playing in the park and handing out lollipops and going to Disneyland. The love is you getting up and taking care of that child in the middle of the night. The love is making sure they get to the doctor. The love is, you understand, worrying about them at school or, you know what I mean, their safety, doing everything, working your life to enrich them. That's the love that you're giving to that child. Like, it's easy. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, it's easy to love and forgive ourselves if we do something wrong. Like, you break a glass, you might be frustrated, but you may not get as mad if your wife broke a glass, if your child broke a glass. Your reactions to them is a lot harsher because you're not showing them love that you would, and mercy you would give to yourself, right? If you have a bad knee, some people got bad knees, some people got a bad wrist, a bad elbow. You don't cut your knee off if it's not acting right. But oftentimes we'll want to cut off our partner because of our frustration with them. But if you looked at them as a part of you, you might have a bad knee. She might got a loud mouth. You understand? Your feet stink. You know what I mean? Like, you may not be the best either. But y'all can't just cut each other off because you're frustrated at them. You understand? In order for a marriage to work, it's going to be constant you angering me and me forgiving you. Me angering you and you forgiving me. That is love, all right? So keep going.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh.
Right, no matter what it is. You got buck teeth, crooked eye, your finger don't, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you're not going to really harm yourself and get rid of yourself if you're not working right, like I just said. The same way it should be with your wife. Go ahead.
But nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church.
Right, even as Christ cared for us. We weren't perfect. What do you often say? He said, you wicked and viperous generation. Like, how long will I suffer thee? They were constantly doing things and then backsliding, and he's teaching them this and they going against that. But Christ suffered his people because he loved his people and he wanted to see us be better. That's how we have to be with each other, right? Keep going.
For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones.
Right. And that's how he looked at us. He said, we one body. You understand? If my leg is sick, I'm going to tend to it. I'm going to try to heal it because he's seeing the family and the love and the bond that he has for us. Read.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife.
Shall be what?
And shall be joined unto his wife.
Read.
And they two shall be one flesh.
All right, break that down, Ashiar. What does that mean?
Like, you're going to have your own household, your own family with this woman.
Okay.
She shall be, you should love her like yourself.
What does it mean when it says, and shall be joined unto his wife? What does that mean? Okay. How? How will you be joined unto your wife? How will you become one flesh? Give him one more shot. He got it.
Like they are one. Like they basically, he has to love her as he loves himself.
Right. But one more time, it's on topic. How are they joined? There you go. Get it, brother. In. Right? They became joined as one flesh. There is no more intimate thing you can do with somebody. You understand? I can share my water with you. You know what I mean? I can drink whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can drive my car. You can sleep on my bed. You can have it. I'm about to go. How closer can you bond? Can you with somebody other than to be inside the goddamn body? You know what I'm saying? To become one flesh is not a light thing. It's not something that should be, oh, we kissed in the movie, then we had sex, and then we go on about ourselves. Like, that is something that they have watered down, is a very evil thing to do. You know what I mean? It's not taking the sanctity and sacredness of two people joining as one flesh. So read verse 31.
Verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother.
I love my moms. I love my pops. But I don't love them that much. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the same kind of bond as a man and a woman have. No matter what, I came out of them, but the bond you have with your wife is different, right? Read.
And shall be joined unto his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and they two shall be one flesh.
Right, now, this is used to answer your question about a woman having all these spiritual things. Now, you explain it in the context with what we just read right here. Why do you think I pulled this precept?
Because that's a woman having many husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Having all these people inside of her. Like, you don't know exactly who she's bonded to.
Right. Get a brother hand. You understand? Like, that's taking lightly this fact that this is not just something physical, it's something spiritual. In the spirit realm, your flesh has tied together. You have a bond with this person. And now the first thing they're going to say, because this ties into the other part of this topic, is that a man can have more than one wife, because they're going to battle you and say, well, damn, how can he join himself with this woman and join himself with them if they're supposed to be one flesh? There is a difference between entering someone and being entered into. You understand? Like, just men and women are not the same. And the age-old answer to that, like I said, I remember, I was in the world, so, I used to smoke a little bit, but a lot of bit, you know what I mean? But I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, watching the Maury show, I'm like, damn, how come they never had no episodes where they say, who is the mama? And before I could finish I'm like, that is crazy. Like, nigga, you too high. Put the blunt out. Nigga, there's never going to be an episode of Who is the Mama. They created $1 million. Somebody Google, how much is Maury worth? Let's see that real quick. How much is Maury worth? How much did that TV show make? How much is Maury Povich worth? Got to be a couple million. How much he worth?
Maury Povich's net worth is estimated to be $60 million.
God damn.
As of 2025.
Right. Somebody else got 80.
Somebody
80 million. All right. And you know that, like we say, when people are wealthy, like we talk about who? Elon Musk. He's worth a couple $100 billion. That's just him. You know he has a vice president underneath him, right? You know he has a council of men and family members that make billions of dollars with him. He's not the only one. Maury Povich made 80 million, but the executive producer got 20. Somebody else over here got 5, got 10. This dude made 300,000. This person made 400,000. This person made 2 million. This person made 50 bands. You know what I'm saying? Sweeping the floor on the Maury show. They had to pay for all the lights in the building off of women not knowing who the hell the father of the baby is. They made millions of dollars off of this because there's a difference between a man having sex and a woman having sex. You understand? The fact that one man entering this woman, if multiple men do that, you have the Maury show. But if a man has more than one woman, he enters in multiple women. If they are being faithful to him, you know who the father is. There is no TV show. It's a different thing. But women joining, once again, that is the thing and this is why they also talk about that natural relationship of a man being the head of the woman, because he is dominating her in the flesh. She is not dominating him. You understand? Women cannot rape men. Men can rape women. You are dominating this person in essence. So for her to open up herself to you is a very sacred thing. And it's not a light thing. So when women do this with multiple men, it's literally going against the nature of how God created them. That mother instinct, they're losing that careness because they're losing a love for themselves. Right? We always talk about in the streets, they say what? You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You understand? Like it's deep on a lot of levels. Telling the brother the other day, like hoes have a price for themselves. The two most greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your might and all your soul, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Samson and Delilah was willing to sell out Samson for a bag for some silver because she would sell herself for some silver. So if you're gonna go take the trip to Dubai and for 20 bands you'll let somebody take a number 2 on you, you will let a nigga kill me for 5 racks. How can you be loyal to me? How can you love me? You don't love yourself. You understand? So women that are doing this in a lot of ways don't love themselves. It's hard for them to love a man. This causes conflict. Now on the flip side, well, y'all, I can already hear the double standard that we have created in America for men, that it's okay to just sleep with a whole gang of women, is just as evil too. Because that's not what the Lord wants us to do either. It's not to raise your son to be a player and have all these women and it's cool because that's someone else's daughter. You just can't sleep with a whole bunch of women just because you're a man. If you are going to get multiple women, it should be multiple wives. And most men are not going to have 20 goddamn wives, 10 goddamn wives. You know what I'm saying? It's damn near monogamy. The average man might get 2 in his whole life. It's not like he's just sleeping with a whole bunch of women either, but I digress. Would you had a comment if you remember? So I went a little bit over.
No, I just side note exactly what you were saying, bringing up the whole mortgage show. Like just kind of a little side talk. Like people nowadays, I see a lot of people like calling out people like Vlad TV, Adam 22 on No Jumper. Like a lot of these people who are realizing, like, damn, you guys have been like profiting off of our pain in more ways than just music or like certain industries like sports. In these ways as well, like it's I think it's heavy that it's just starting to like come out on the forefront. Even people in the world are putting this out there and having a whole bunch of interviews talking about this. When the Moy show is huge. Huge.
Sisters running down the hallway. They didn't been on the show. I was like, this can't even be real. At some point, did y'all feel like that too? It's like, is this real? Is this set up? Because it's like, did you really not know this many men and you just running down the hall? You really think this cat is your baby's father? And he just hit cameraman running, they jogging. You know what I'm saying? Every episode. But whether it was real or whether it was fake, if it happens to one man, that's way worse than that show. You know what I'm saying? Like cats raising these children. We've heard all the stories. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Like, how many wars have been fought over one woman dealing with multiple men? You know what I mean? We talk about it all the time. A-Trade, they say that war started over one woman dealing with 2 different cats. You know what I mean? Thousands of men have lost their lives behind this, and this is not supposed to be our culture. And that's why we said in the beginning, the ISUPK will fix all of the problems in the Black and Hispanic community following these laws. This setup, sexist marriage, ends HIV/AIDS, ends syphilis, ends gonorrhea, ends herpes. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I making this up? Does it make sense? If you have a daughter and I have a son and he is the first person that sleeps with her, where does AIDS come from? Where does HIV come from? And they stay together forever, even if he gets another wife, and it's the same setup. There is none of that. All this hopping around is where these things start coming into play. And that is a disgusting culture. But it's promoted because it destroys us. And they raise us to think that this is right So now we got this whole situation with Cardi B, another thing in the news. She didn't left her husband. She's been laying with, got kids with, the order that God wants it to be. She thinks that the marriage is the document they got. They can get a divorce and end it. No, bitch, slack it. That's not what God said. Y'all are married. You had sex with him. You can't just cut that off in the air because you're upset with him or because he's dealing with other women. And if anything, if you were in a bad marriage, let that be a testament to another young sister to choose wisely before she lays down with a man. Let your life be an example to someone else of how important this is. Because these decisions not just affecting Cardi B, the kids is the ones that I'm sad about. You understand? They're the ones caught up in this drama that seeing it on the news, and it's a joke to everybody. It's entertainment. It's shade room. It's a like. It's a comment. It's a joke. A BBL stanker. This nigga doing this. This is entertainment for everyone else. This is some child's life and their parents that could be completely avoided following the culture that God set down for us. All right? Let's go to a couple more precepts. Let's go to Tobit in the Apocrypha if y'all got it. Tobit 6 and 13. Tobit chapter 6 and 13. This thing in the Apocrypha.
Yeah, that's the KJV 8.
Yeah. Right, go ahead.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 6 and verse 13. Then the young man answered the angel, I have heard, brother,
Azariah,
that this maid has been given to 7 men who all died in the marriage chamber.
Died where?
Died in the marriage chamber.
So the story of this woman, this sister right here, she had a demon called Asmodeus. Every time she tried to get married, they would bring this man into the marriage chamber and she would strangle them or kill them. This demon on her would cause her to kill these men. 7 different men. But the fact that we're showing that sex is marriage is the fact they called it the marriage chamber. The marriage wasn't the ceremony, it was the chamber where they were about to get intimate in. You understand? So let's drop that. Let's go to a couple of these things. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and 28. Yeah. What more? And it's also not just the two being one flesh of the sex in the spiritual realm. The two become one flesh in the children as well that you make. Right? You are tying 2 families together that you can't never separate that bond. Like you are family to your mother, you're family to your brother and sister, but this is a chosen family. You can't choose those members. But this family, you creating a new family with these kids that are related to both of you, that love both of you equally. You understand? In a different way. So to take this thing lightly is where you get more, is where you get abortions, is where you get a hatred for each other. Like, how can we unite as a people when we literally hate each other in the most important relationship is the family? The nuclear family is the most important relationship to your society. Like, I laugh at these cats and say, oh, I'm about to be a revolutionary and we're going to be the new Black Panthers and we're going to get up some guns and we're going to get ready to go to war with America. Nigga, you out of your mind. If you don't fix the family, then it's no purpose of what you're doing, right? How can I build brotherhood with this brother and he will sleep with my wife? You understand? Our whole culture is messed up. They literally make songs about, I got your woman. I did this. I did that. Then we supposed to become friends. I'm supposed to trust you around. We supposed to unite and go to war against some other nation of people. We got to fix our culture and put more importance on what sex is. More importance on saying, nah, I can't see what that's that man's wife. I'm not just taking his bits. You know what I mean? I'm not taking his broad, taking his wife. Oh, that's his girlfriend. Oh, they just been together. That don't really matter. Oh, you just smashing her on the late night. That's a booty call. No, that's his wife, brother. You know what I mean? And if you looking at her like a booty call, maybe you shouldn't get with her. You don't need to understand that you're doing something bigger than this. Now you hate your baby mama and his baby mama drunk. You know, all these things happening because they have watered down this thing right here, man, which is where two can become one flesh, not only spiritually, not only carnally, but in the flesh of your children. Go ahead and read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin,
right,
which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found,
right,
then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
Right.
And she shall be his wife.
Right.
Because he has humbled her.
He has done what?
He has humbled her.
That's deep right there. That's spiritual in itself too. Like, it's those little things. Even me just catching me right now. It's like, hold on. Talk about dominant, submissive. You talk about leader. You understand? You humbling this woman. That's a very humbling thing to do. You know what I mean? To trust a man in that way. That's humbling. So don't. What's the new thing? Oh, I'll obey a man if he does this or that. Like, I'll submit to a man that's like this or like that. You get all types of freaky in the room with them, but you won't make a cup of water. Get a cup of water for him. You won't make some lemonade or a sandwich for him. What value did you put on yourself in that moment then? You selling yourself cheap. Like, you don't care about your own flesh enough to say, the person that does this, I'm not only going to give my body to them, I'm going to give my obedience to them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So it's saying that he shall make her his wife. I think that is self-explanatory. Like, if you meet this woman, a virgin means a young woman as well. It doesn't mean she just never had sex with anybody. In the Bible, virgin it means a young woman of marriageable age. So, we come up in America, everybody has. Most people are not going to find some woman that's never laid with somebody. But that doesn't mean if you lay with her now, that is your woman. This marriage has started, and you should continue with her. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go to Psalms chapter 18, 19, 19 and verse 5. Got a few more of these. Oh, yeah, 8:15.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 5, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race.
Right. Go up a couple. Start at verse 1. Let's go down real quick.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Verse 2. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. Verse 3. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Verse 4. Their lie is gone out through all the earth, and their words to be the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the Son.
Right.
Verse 5, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race.
Right, like the gloriousness that is using this example of a bridegroom, Most High in Christ, like coming out of the chamber, gaining a new wife, is like unto the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Christ likened the kingdom of heaven as a bridegroom going in and having 10, women getting prepared to marry this man. Like the moment we fix the relationships of Black and Hispanic men and women, that is the big change for our community moving forward. Like once again, these other nations have one up on us because they value their family. And that's one thing I'll give Charlie Kirk. Like he said that before, just because you may disagree with somebody doesn't mean the things they're saying are not true. His criticism came from a wrong place, but some of the things he was saying were valid. He was saying that Black people don't value marriage. You understand? So how can I say it? Basically, we have the most single parent households. That's what he was saying. Like 70% of kids are growing up without a father in the household because we're not valuing the marriage. And we want to help fix the problems of our people. We start valuing marriage and we'll see us living, a whole lot better. All right, let's drop that one. Let's go to Matthew 25. 25 and 1.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
Right.
They that were foolish took the lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
Right. So in this parable, Christ is using the example of a bridegroom or a groom getting married, got 10 women, 5 of them are wise and they're waiting for the bridegroom. The other ones are using up they're not wise, they're not, thinking about these things. But this is another precept that we use to show that a man can't have more than one wife, because why would Christ even use an example of something that was unlawful to explain the kingdom of heaven? He would never say the kingdom of heaven is like one man marrying 5 men. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven is like whatever, you know what I mean? Something that's unlawful. So this thing of adultery is another big issue within our community that causes a lot of problems, because our understanding of adultery is any sex outside of this one marriage. However, matter of fact, let me get a couple of precepts on that. We'll just go on to this topic. Matter of fact, let's go to John chapter 4, verse 7, 16. John 4 and 16. That's another big problem in our community. And coming to the ISUBK, Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai for the ISUBK under commanders in Hana, man. Because these type of understandings in the world, you see TV shows, Sister Wives, you hear about, you know, polygamy or polygyny, whatever the hell they got going on, polyandry, different things. And the perception is that women should just completely be happy their husband got another wife and just be all. That's not what we teach in the UPK, man. That relationship this man has with this other woman is another relationship. It has nothing to do with each other. If y'all can be cordial, Most High in Christ. If y'all can be friends, Most High in Christ. Is that expected? Hell no. Is it wrong for a woman to be jealous and hate that her man has another wife? No, it's not wrong. You understand? Like, but that understanding and acceptance is the burden that we all have to carry. You know what I mean? Like, men have to carry the burden of being willing to ready to die for his family, to protect his family. Women have to carry the burden sometimes that your man may get another woman. But all those things shouldn't allow you to sin against God, to sin against the Most High, to do something to leave your husband and get another husband because you're upset at your husband having another wife. That is wrong in the eyes of the Lord. You understand? You can't add sin to sin because you believe somebody did something wrong or upset you. When in reality, that man that you leave your husband for, not to surprise you sisters out there, he's going to get another woman too. And the cold part about it is, y'all know, I said this before, this is straight from General Hyman. You left your husband, that's the father of your children, to go get another man. That other man is going to have another woman. You know who it's going to be? It's going to be. No. You're better than these men in the world. Who is it going to be? Damn right. It's going to be your daughter. Your wife is upset because you have another woman. She's going to leave the father of her children and get another man who's going to be the stepfather that's going to molest your daughter. You understand? These studies, I'm not making this up, 70% of girls that have been molested through penetration is from a stepfather who a mother brought into their household who was preying on this girl. You understand? Oh, he pays for everything. Yeah, that nigga is a predator. You understand? You thinking he's just Captain Saberhole and he gonna come in here and do all these things. Nah, he's trying to get close to your daughter. He's a sicko. Men don't, there are some sickos in the world that have molested their own daughters, but the odds of a biological father molesting his child and penetrating them are way slimmer than a stepfather. You understand? So these things are happening because this woman is mad at you dealing with other woman, not knowing, yeah, he's also going to deal with strippers and whores and all this, and he's going to molest your daughter. These are just statistics. So maybe you should think twice before you just go and just crash out. You know what I mean? Over your emotions because things aren't going the way you want them to go. You know what I mean? But go ahead and read what I want.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said unto her, Go call thy husband, and come hither.
Mm-hmm.
The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband.
Right.
For thou hast had 5 husbands,
Yeah.
and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saith thou truth.
Right. She was living like a hoe. You know what I'm saying? She dealing with all these different men. You ain't saying you just have one husband, you've had 5. And this one you with, you're not gonna stay with. You're gonna get another husband. Like the sex that she's having with all these different men is these marriages she's starting and creating and breaking and starting and creating and breaking, starting and creating and breaking. Give me Matthew 19. And then I'll get a couple on multiple wives. Like in the RSUBK, we read it in the security announcements. we have something called the 6-month rule, really the 1-year rule. If a new sister comes into the school, first and foremost, General Hazayan, he's always big on this. Brother, sisters are to be saluted only. You shouldn't be all up in this sister's face trying to have conversations, get to know her. Let that woman shed herself of the world. You understand? Let her come to a place for the first time in her goddamn life since she was 12 years old where men are not trying to sleep with her in the first goddamn 5 minutes of you meeting her. Like women can't go anywhere on planet Earth. Her goddamn uncle is talking about you done showed and grown up at the barbecue. Everybody, as soon as she step out the door, is trying to put a rod in her. Let her come into the UPK and learn how to serve the Lord. Shed herself of the world. Don't look at her like an object and something you should just want to sleep with. Let her come and learn the truth of the Bible. You understand? Like 6 months of her just being in the school, learning to shed herself of the world. Now, if you have a particular interest in this sister, she has an interest in you, y'all want to court each other, it's another 6 months where you court each other. And then the people that are in charge of this camp or this area, this zone, will give permission for y'all to get married and now have sex, to take this importance and not take it lightly. Now, brother, you meet some sister in the world, you go to the club and have a party. If you sleep with her that night, y'all are married. Lord be with you for being a dum-dum. You understand? Lord be with you for taking it lightly, and now you getting counsel every goddamn week because you done married a monster because you can't control yourself. You understand? Do it the same way. You know what I'm saying? Take time to court this woman, to vet this woman, to see who she is, because not only are you marrying yourself to her, you're marrying her to us, to your brothers. If we one body, now your problems become our problems. Your situations become our situations. Your life intertwines with our lives, so we have to take these things lightly. Don't take much liberty to abuse that. Like General Muhammad said, don't cheat on your wife with a whore. People like to say, oh, you can't cheat on, I can't cheat on my rib. You know what I mean? You can, in essence, by dealing with whores, not holding them to the standard that you want to hold your rib to. And now all of a sudden you just met this broad and it's okay for her to be all over the place. But you want your woman to be goddamn Mother Mary at home. Now I hold that woman to a standard too before you lay with her and make her your wife. Go ahead up. You got it? Mm-hmm.
A wicked woman.
A what?
A wicked woman.
One more time.
A wicked woman. Is given as a portion to a wicked man.
Right.
But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
Right. Break it down.
You're saying it's heavy because like you don't take it seriously, and even though you didn't think about it, you still got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't deal with it, you just throwing the sister away, not treating her. Not only are you wicked already, you're not sleeping with it, you double down, added sin to sin. I've thrown this woman away, but you know, you don't have to deal with that for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
When you're lying and everything.
Right. And once again, let's say things they clean slate, you break up or whatever. What you're not seeing is that child support you're about to be on for the next 18 years. You understand? They about to take out of your paycheck. They about to do all these things to you because, one, we living in hell. You understand? The white man is the devil. You know what I mean? They didn't create this whole child support thing to oppress men. Like no other thing you can do, you can go to jail for being poor. You know what I mean? Like you have enough money to feed this child. Now you done going to damn near jail. You know what I mean? Over this thing. So they using that to destroy us because they know we disorganized and how we treat this thing. They make all this music to minimize it. Then we having all these children from this, and it's just destroying our people. You know what I mean? So matter of fact, give me one. That was an excellent precept. Get that brother hand as well for that. You know what I mean? Like, give me, I think 1 Corinthians 6 real quick. 1 Corinthians 6. I think we started maybe 15, 14, somewhere in there. Let me see. What time do we got? 8:30? All right, a little bit longer. 1 Corinthians 6. And yeah, this is a perfect precept of what I was just breaking down as well. Start at verse 12.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, and verse 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any.
Right, like all the things that he is doing are lawful. All things are lawful for me. The things that I'm doing are lawful in the spirit. All things are not expedient. So don't take much liberty and say, okay, a man can have more than one wife, and then just go around and just try to meet a sister the next night, sleep with her, then say in the morning, you know you my wife, right? Nigga, she don't believe that. She's not in the truth. She is gonna leave you in a week because she didn't come to this club to get a husband. She came to twerk and get it popping. You know what I'm saying? So you were being disingenuous, taking that liberty, saying, okay, I could get another wife when, you know, it's not expedient, it's not wise to do that, right? Read verse 13.
Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats.
Mm-hmm.
But God shall destroy both it and them.
Right. The food that we eat it, then you dispose of it. Your body's gonna die one day. The Lord's gonna destroy all these things. These things come and they go. But the body is not for what?
But God shall destroy both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now the body is not for fornication, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body.
Right. So you out here dealing with other men's wives. This is fornication. This is adding destruction. Your body wasn't built to do that. Women weren't built to have all these different husbands like this, right? But you were built to do service unto the Lord. You understand? Or what is it? What do we always say in Ecclesiastes? That the whole duty of man is to obey God and keep his commandments. You understand? That's what you was created on earth. Your vessel was to do the work that he wants you to do. Keep reading.
Verse 14. And God have both raised up the Lord and will also raise up us by his own power.
Right. He raised up Christ, and he will also raise us up in his own power. You will see us become great men. And Isaiah says that men will be more precious than the gold of Ophir. Like the value of a man, once again, we listen to General Hyman on the way over here saying like this gangbanger, this cat that's a killer, this pimp, whatever, that the world said has no value, the Lord sees value in those men, in those sisters, and says that your value to our people, to our nation, to the world is greater than you think it is. And if you redirect your value system to not being about the nicest car, to not having the biggest house, to not buying all these clothes, and you change your value system to being, what does the Lord want from me? You will see how valuable you are. Because you help this person out and they genuinely receive that love from you. Someone come and say, man, I'll give you $1 million to kill this nigga. You're not taking that money because there's more value in this person's life than money. You understand? And that's who we are supposed to be. But we spend our whole life chasing what America teaches you to be, your value system, and you done wasted your goddamn life. None of these things matter when you hit the grave of this nigga had 20 cars or 50 cars or 100 cars. That's what the whole book of Ecclesiastes is about, is that all these things you acquire in life, at the end of it, when you go to the grave, none of it's coming with you. What was your life value other than the things people can say you've done? That's the true value in a life, all right? Read.
Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Know ye not.
One more time.
Know ye not.
Right?
That your bodies are the members of Christ.
Like these analogies are very important because what they say, Christ said I am in the Father and the Father is in me and I am in you. It's like it's certain things, we don't think about. We don't teach that like Granny is a ghost in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there watching you all day. But cats be having pictures of Granny on the wall. They didn't, you in the world, you didn't put on something you should be watching. You turn Granny picture over. Like Granny, watching you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to do this. You know what I mean? I got to put this over here. Like, Christ is with you. You know what I'm saying? He's in you. You gave your life to Christ. He's with you. You going to live a certain way when Christ is rolling with you, imagine he in the car with you. You know what I'm saying? He looking at you like, damn, nigga, you ain't shit. I done died for you, nigga, and you can't stop doing this. You can't stop doing that. You can't give up this. He said, my commandments are not grievous. You know what I'm saying? It's really not hard to follow the Lord. They making it way harder than we think it is to change our lives. And the key thing, what is the key? I'm very vague with my questions, but it's very one West. The key things to changing your life that makes following the commandments not grievous. What is it that we've learned here in the UPK? We talk about it all the time. Go ahead. Get a brother hand. Like brotherhood is what makes following the commandments easier. By seeing stronger men than you do and be through the same things you've been through and overcome them, make it easier for you to do it because you are in a culture immersed around people that are not doing the things that you want to do. You understand? Like, this is why Christ was so important. He came in the flesh, made himself a little bit lower than the angels, and shows you niggas you can follow the laws of God. You don't have to get high. You don't have to deal with whores. You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to scam. You can live life and be righteous. I did it. He came from a place where nothing righteous came out in Nazareth. Nothing good could come out of this place. He saw nothing but death, destruction, murder, prostitution, all these evil things that we see today. But he came out of that and rose and was still a righteous man, showing us that we can do it. That's the same example we're supposed to live for each other. That you can show somebody that the Lord puts you in this situation. I used to get high just like you got high. I used to sell dope just like you sold dope. I killed niggas like you killed niggas. This sister was a whore just like this sister was a whore. But she changed her life and became something new. And you can do it too. It makes it a whole lot easier with brotherhood. That's the sociology we be talking about. When you are in a society, they always say it in the world to what? 9 rich friends, you liable to be a 10th one. You birds of the feather flock together. If everybody in your hood, if everybody in your group is a scamming ass group, you don't think you're gonna start scamming? If everybody in your group got an OnlyFans, you don't think you're gonna get one? If everybody in your group do powder, you think you're not gonna snort powder? If everybody in your group serve the Lord, you think you're not gonna serve the Lord? It's that simple. And they have done these things to make it complicated for us, right? So read it again, verse 15.
Verse 15. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Christ?
Right, you are one with Christ. Read.
Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them the members of an harlot?
You gonna marry, you gonna sleep with this whore? You with Christ in the strip club. Niggas in here making it rain, Christ with you in there. What are you bringing Christ in here for? You in the trap house, nigga, chopping up crack, Christ with you. You know what I'm saying? I done gave my life to Christ. No, you didn't, nigga. This is talk. You shouldn't play with the Lord like that. He said, I'd rather you be lukewarm. No, not lukewarm. So like I'm messing that precept up. That's crazy. That's evil. Hot or cold, not lukewarm. He gonna spew you out. You understand? Like, you got to pick a side. At least if you cold, I can see you over there. I'll be like, damn, this brother need help. Let me give him some help. If you hot, then you working with me. But you in the middle trying to play both sides, you worse than the nigga that's all the way in the world. You worse than the one that don't know the truth of the Bible. You worse than him because you know what you need to be doing, but you're not trying to do it, right? So keep going.
Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them the members of an harlot.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid.
Right.
What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body?
Mm-hmm.
For two, saith he, shall be one flesh.
Right. We went over that already. Like, so that's another thing. Like I said, we're one body. We're in the truth together. You dealing with this woman, you bringing her to us too. You understand? And so we're gonna have to deal with her. So make that decision wise as well. Let me what we got, a couple more. That made me think of one precept. It said, God forbid. Matter of fact, give me. Go ahead, sis. Please. Mm-hmm. If they go back into the world, they came in the truth, go back in the world, they're gonna be considered lukewarm. Nah, they're considered cold. They're considered cold. But yeah, they just took themselves out of the truth. Yeah, you shouldn't be in the school and continuing not getting the counsel, not ending the things that you're dealing with, fighting your demons, and then not doing the work. That is what you need to get spewed out, right? But and that, it's not saying he wants you to leave the school if you can't fight these demons. It's just saying pick a side. At least I can know you are an enemy of me or you are really with me. That's the spirit of what it's saying. And the precept that we use for someone leaving the truth is that when a man casts out a demon out of his house, when it becomes clean, 7 more come into it. More demons come on you. You just used to have a problem with weed and the truth. You leave the truth. Now you smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a whole nother addiction because your spirit has become like it's a self-hatred you start to develop because you see yourself become weak and you don't trust yourself and you start to hate yourself. And so to cover up that pain, you add on more things because you know you didn't leave the truth for any valid reason. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anyone leave the school and their life got better or improved. And no one ever comes and says they left the school because of any valid reason. You understand? Like, go ahead up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Damn right. Mm-hmm. Damn right. I really am. Like, and that's what's important too, because that's a demon in itself that Satan wants you to feel guilty. You understand? Not forgive yourself and love yourself. Yeah, like you said, you fall down, you get right back up though. You know what I'm saying? You keep fighting. Satan, don't let Satan turn you into a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta fight. Life is about warfare. And the one thing that we don't know is that brotherhood is our weapon. You know what I'm saying? To fight against these demons. Because these demons are not catching fair ones. They're not catching heads ups. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna get him with this today. I'm gonna attack him with his job. And then I'm gonna attack him with, you understand, this over here. And they jumping you. They trying, if they see weakness and you starting to fall off, they're gonna add more demons and send them to you to get you further and further away from where the Lord wants you to be. So that's your time to get closer and closer and closer to the brothers, to the brotherhood, to get and fight against those things. You understand? All right, give me first. What did I want? Give me Hebrews 10 and 26. And then what we have for time, like about 10 more minutes. Y'all bear with me.
This is the book of chapter 10 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
Right, like addressing something the brother was saying, like once you have this knowledge, you now have to accept the fact that Christ is not going to keep dying for you over and over again. You don't trample on his price, on his sacrifice. You're going to have to start paying for the things that you're doing. You understand? He's not going to keep dying for you. He died but once for the sin that you have done. Now that you have the knowledge of the truth, if you sin willfully, there's no more sacrifices. So we've got to take these things serious. Read verse 27.
Verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fury in indignation.
Fiery indignation.
Fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversary.
Right. This fiery indignation, this anger that's coming from the Lord will devour the adversaries or the enemy of the Most High. Read.
Verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
Right.
Of how much sorrow, punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the Son of God, and have counted the blood of the covenant, wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and have done despite unto the Spirit of grace.
Right. Go ahead, break that down, Mawakan. Mm-hmm.
Verse 28 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, with Moses' law, it was like a man who put to death with 2 or 3 witnesses. Whereas right now, how much more sword,
Mm-hmm.
how much more like
Mm-hmm.
the word, how much more how much more easy would it be for you to be found guilty under the law for breaking it now?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more severe.
Right.
Than it was at that time.
And bring it on home. That's excellent breakdown with verse 29. Why is it increased? Okay.
And with that knowledge of grace, like the fact that we have it, the fact that we sin, having that knowledge, we're stepping on Christ pretty much at that point.
Right.
Because we already know what's right. We already know what the judgment is going to be. So if we have that knowledge in advance, why are you disrespecting the Most High?
Right. Damn right. Get up over here. Go ahead, Chuba.
Just to add to that, precept that came to my mind is like Christ came to fulfill the law.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of, I feel like a lot of Christians will say that grace is basically like them giving you a free pass to sin.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, like it's kind of these 2 verses kind of double down on Christ fulfilling the law that this is supposed to take even more seriously than the letter of the law, which is supposed to be put to death.
Moses.
You know,
Right.
The whole city looking at you.
Right. Okay, go ahead. For sure. Go ahead, pull it. And while he pull it, man, get our brother hand as well. Super ICR, y'all brothers coming up strong, man. Like this verse right here, I'm gonna go ahead and read it since y'all pulling the other one. It says, "He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses." You do something against the law of Moses, 2, 3 people said, you're done for. All right. How much sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy? Like how he should be worthy of more punishment than this cat? shall he be thought worthy who have trodden underfoot the Son of the Most High, and counted the blood of the covenant his life, wherewith he has sanctified an unholy thing, and have done despite the Spirit of grace. Like, you are basically disrespecting Christ and calling him the sucker. Like, you're taking his kindness for weakness and saying that you did this thing, and I'm going to keep on doing this thing that you gave me a second opportunity on. So now you trodden on him, you've added another crime to your charge, basically. Like, you took his sacrifice as nothing. Not only are you doing the thing that you would have got killed for Moses for, and you spitting in the face of the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? That's another charge on this thing. Like, that charge in itself should be worthy of death. So you're gonna get more punishment living like this, as opposed to someone that just did something straight up back then. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we say then?
Mm-hmm.
Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
Mm-hmm.
Know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Yahushua were baptized into his death?
Damn.
Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, like as Christ was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life.
Right. So yeah, that's. Go ahead.
This year is just the fact that it's saying it's like when you die, you've been resurrected. You can't die again, you're resurrected the second time.
What is that? Is that coming from outside? Or where's it coming from? No, I'm saying, what's that sound? Somebody's phone going off? Okay. Oh, okay. No sweat.
But yeah, that's just what that hit me saying. Like,
You too. Yeah, you too.
You've been resurrected with Christ, and the fact that Christ hasn't died a second time, you can't be resurrected a second time.
Mm-hmm.
You've already been resurrected by coming to the truth.
Right.
And the fact that you take it for granted is just that Christ has already died for us. You can't do it again.
Right. Damn right. Damn right. Yeah, brother. Yeah. All right. And then we can verse down to verse 15.
Verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not.
Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, that's it right there. You know what I mean? Like, shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. And that these things, man, is what being in the truth is all about. Like, the UPK is the only place where we make this book real. That is what people in these religions are failing to do, is to make the book real and do the things that are in the book and see the things that are in the book. If you do that, then you understand, like, okay, this is not a game, this is my life. You know what I mean? And it just becomes something different than something you do on Sunday. And this is the last thing. That was the word I was looking for earlier. I actually when they talk about the yoga people, like, we see people who are doing yoga on our slavery all the time. We try to talk to them and say, hey, come fight for this and help to do something right. You know what I'm saying? They walk right past. I talked to an Edomite last week, and they say the people that do yoga is very performative for them. Like, it's a show, it's an act. They act like they are Mahatma Gandhi. They act like they're goddamn Buddha. They act like there's some yogi from East India that's very peaceful and all loving. These are some of the most evil and wickedest people that are going to yoga on goddamn planet Earth. They are full of demons, full of selfishness, full of pride, full of lust. Has nothing to do about being good people. It's a performance to appear righteous to other people that don't understand what righteousness looks like. That's the Christian church on a greater scale. It's a performance, it's performative, it looks righteous, it looks glorious, looks very clean and nice, but really when you unravel and go and see, it's all about pride, it's all about lust, it's all about selfishness. Um, I'll say that and we'll close the class out. I watched something the other day. Damn, did I save it on my phone? This cat said something. He said something about, I think he said something about DL men or something like that. Down low men that act like they're with women but really are homosexuals. Saw it on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Not that one, not that one. Yeah, let me see. Maybe I saved it on, I think I know where I said it. Maybe it's on Facebook. If not, I'll explain what he said. But the thing that stood out to me, saved. And we're about to close the class out. No. Let's see. Let's see.
The guys that are kind of feminine are actually more like okay with it's like it's you want to deal gay boys.
Man, I can't find it, but basically I think I did. This is guy right here.
It's dangerous out there.
Yeah,
He's running away from his
I don't even want to listen to this nigga. All right, so like, this dude is a homosexual. He's like how to spot DL men and for women because he's saying they bring a lot of diseases back to women or whatever. And he gave some examples of things that are going on, whatever. But one of the examples he said, going to church a lot and trying to mentor boys and all of these things is a sign of somebody that's a DL man. I'm like, God damn, how is this a known thing in the LGBT community that people that go to church because they know that that mother is going to let her guard down and put her son here because she thinks she's sending him to a place where he can be safe and become a better man, not knowing you sending him to a place where he's going to get molested. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Doc. Damn. Damn.
Crazy thing that you like for a man of himself like to go out of his way to give a couple of his dollars to pretend to be a father figure to a kid. And it's like actual investment in it.
Yeah, that's because you're a good man. You know what I'm saying? You're a good brother. You know what I'm saying? You don't think evil like these cats in the world that got these demons talking to them. That they're like, okay, if I want to go to a place where I can meet a hoe, go to the club. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go and meet somebody I can sleep with tonight and pay them for it, strip club. You know what I'm saying? This whole narrative, oh, strippers don't always have sex for money. Come on now. Everybody knows this is where you go to strip club, you can meet a whore there. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, they're like, where can I go and get away with being a child molester? The Christian, the Catholic Church is the safest place to go on planet Earth because these people not only have an investment of not casting out demons because they make money off of you having more demons because of the guilt you feel when you go to church because they're not helping you stop doing what you're doing. They're just helping you feel better about doing what you're doing. So demons grow when you're going to these churches oftentimes, right? And then on top of that, they're not in the business of shedding light on their faults, right? Which is a big issue in the Black community and Latino community. That if they find out this is going on, they're going to cover it up and hide it instead of exposing it and making an example out of this, which is why they hate us with when we did to Gorilla Hebrew. So there was a cat named Gorilla Hebrew. This is the last thing I'll say. He was claiming to be a Hebrew Israelite like us. We say he's a fake Israelite since day one. Right. He's not in the truth. He's not in our school. Right. He's cosplaying what we're doing. He said it himself. And he's doing performance and acting like a Hebrew Israelite, but he's not an Israelite indeed. You understand? Like knowing you're Israelite doesn't mean you're Israelite. And it came to find out that he was telling his wife to sleep with white men for money and, watch his wife sleep with other men and trying to get paid by his wife with a dildo. And when we found out about it, we put him on blast. We talked crazy, make joke. We're going to shame him out of this community so that no one will think that this is what we are. But other people wanted to cover it up and not put it on blast and keep him around because that's what happens in the church oftentimes. In order to save face and make yourself still seem righteous, you find out this is going on in your church, you don't put it on blast and say, this deacon so-and-so did this to this boy or whatever, or this girl, he's getting kicked the hell out of here. Anybody in here do something like that, you get kicked the hell out of here, you might get murdered, but it's like it. You know what I mean? But we might do something to you because that's not what we do. The Lord is going to do something to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have the fear of God to not do that. You understand? Around righteous men. But they are allowed to do these things because it's a spirit of covering things up. Go ahead.
That's how evil the Christian church is. That culture of keeping things under the rug and trying to hide things, transfer them to the Black and Latino community. Where when something evil can happen in our family, we just try to we just don't talk about it. Right. We try to separate people, and then we just say, "Oh, that like never happened." In reality, this culture that we have of protecting someone that does something that's evil, in and of itself needs to be stopped out. It's an evil act by itself. And that's what we learn from the Christian church.
Right.
So that's just, like you said, you brought it out. That cultural transfers over to what we have to deal with, molestation,
right,
murder,
right,
just any type of evil thing that happens within our family.
Right. And we just let these things grow. And like I said, the Catholic Church is the biggest form of Christianity on planet Earth. I think in France alone, they said they had, was it 100,000 or 300,000 that came out? I can look it up real quick. We're in this class. France Catholic Church. Article came out a few years ago. No, I was wrong. I gave them a little bit of mercy. This is NPR. Y'all love that tiny desk where don't they be making the music? E40 on there, everybody on there. Juvenile. NPR said 330,000 children were abused within France's Catholic Church, a report finds. This came out in 2021. You understand? The figure includes abuses committed by 3,000 priests and other people involved in the church. This was over 70 years. Over 70 years. They said the deacons and other people were doing things too. 80% of the victims whom were boys. You understand? Like, how is this not considered? Said all the time. You talking about the goddamn Epstein files. What are we really talking about right here? You know what I'm saying? This is a pedophile ring. This is institutionalized racism, the prison industrial complex. This is institutionalized child molestation. And they made it lawful. They made it legal in the name of Christ. How more evil can you be? But this is Roman culture. This is Greek culture. They've been doing these things forever, and then they put Christ's name on it to further push their evil agenda, man. So, like I always say, man, the UPK, we on all the hate group lists. If you look us up, they're gonna say Southern Poverty Law Center, we a hate group. This other people over here, we're a hate group. They FBI came talk to generals, captains, knocked on Captain Zaryak's door because we teach these things. We ain't never harmed one white person. We ain't never been known for raping women. We ain't never been known as a group to sell drugs. But we are on these hate group files. Could you imagine if they had any reports of 10 children being molested in the UPK? We wouldn't be able to have class tonight because they'd be kicking in the goddamn door and taking everybody in here to jail. But these devils can molest 300,000 children and still collect that. You don't know me. I'll just get the numbers, run the numbers, and we out. How much money does the Catholic Church make every year? How much money do they collect in donations every year? Good. They get numbers, yeah. Exactly. Over 70 years. They doing number. Oh, go ahead. What's the number?
Around $887 million.
God damn. A year? That's $1 billion. I don't even believe that number. I think it's higher. The nigga, the mafia giving them money. All these other cats is giving them money. Go ahead. These government agencies, they the best laundering money group. They selling so much drugs probably in the Catholic Church, you wouldn't even be, you'd be surprised. Go ahead, sis. Right. Yeah. All these kids coming up missing. I would look there first, wouldn't you? Like, shouldn't we do, you know what I mean? You tell me 300,000 kids, I think the first place we should look for missing children would be at the goddamn Vatican. You know what I mean? But we are a hate group. We are crazy niggas. We don't know what we're talking about. We're teaching hate. Like I tell you, the niggas, y'all teaching hate. This is love. You know what I'm saying? They're teaching hate. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, important to see these things and understand that, like I said, man, they would, and the good majority of that money is coming from the Lord's chosen people. It's coming from Latin America, South America, Mexico is giving their money to the Catholic Church, and then they're living in poverty. When the real priests and prophets of the Lord, imagine if we had $1 billion coming into the UPK, the things that we could do for the Black and Hispanic community. Over these years, their genuine love of the Lord is being taken advantage of to profit Satan. So give me the last precept too. I keep saying it's the last for a minute, but you know what I mean? Spirit of the Lord, like give me Jeremiah 23:1. You know what I'm saying? Like they are taking the money and stealing it and using it for evil when we should be in a way better condition than we are in. Jeremiah 23:1. We still suffering. We should be in hell. But if they were given the opportunity to see the truth and come into the truth, then our communities would be in a whole lot better condition with us in charge. You understand? Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
Good night. One more time.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
Like woe means destruction. Destruction is going to come to these pastors because they scatter the sheep and destroy the sheep of Christ's flock and his fold. That is what's happening. These people are grandma being taken advantage of by this slick talking pimp pastor and telling her that you just give me 10% and the Lord is going to bless you, and not telling her nothing true, not teaching the Bible at all, not studying. Just come to me on Sunday. I'm going to give you a good word. I'm going to make you feel good. And then you go back and be destroyed. When they're supposed to be taking this money and giving it to the people and helping the people and building up the people. Where's all this money going? You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Said the Lord. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock,
Right.
and driven them away, and have not visited them.
Damn.
Behold, I will visit upon you evil of your I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, said the Lord.
Right, hold it right there. Like, Christ's biggest enemies were the religious leaders of his day. He fought against the Sadducees and Pharisees so much that they had councils to kill this nigga multiple times. They were like, how can we kill him? Because if people follow him, then they will take away our spot from the Romans. That's what they said. We have no king but Caesar. They said, you know what I mean? If all men follow him, they will all believe on him. You understand? What else did they say? Y'all know that, you know, I love that one, that Lazarus was healed and brought back to life by Christ. Everyone saw it. The religious leaders said, let's go kill Lazarus. How evil do you, no, you good, Doc. How evil do you gotta be to want to go and kill a nigga that had nothing to do with it? My life got saved. You gonna knock me off? You know what I'm saying? Just because you mad at him? Like, I like always using a simple example. Like, damn, like, how could that be in a simple, just day-to-day life analogy? Like, damn, I'm about to get evicted from my building. I don't have no money. I got money. This other dude got money. He balling. You hate this nigga because he balling out of control. He saved this nigga and pay his rent. You like, nigga, I'm gonna burn this nigga's house down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so they can't say that this nigga is living, like, you are on a different level of hatred. You know, they had a haters ball in Dave Chappelle. Like, that's a different level of demonic, you know what I'm saying, spirit that they had. And that's the same thing that's live in the will in a lot of these churches today. Right. That they don't really want to see black people fixed, because if you fix them, they're gonna become broke. That's a different level of hatred for your people, you know what I mean? So with that being said, we're gonna close out this class. We'll salute everybody. We'll have Mama Khan in the class. So just do a courtesy salute. Right. We didn't go through the whole security announcements. You can just go ahead and just do a courtesy salute.
Israel, going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Israel, Imam Shabbat.
You gotta face the teacher. Huh?
You.
What?
We're gonna start to face the teacher. Imam Shabbat. Imadim. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatham.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatham. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Christ, bless you. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Okay. Sorry, we're gonna turn to face the sisters to give them a courtesy salute. The sisters in the school and online and visit Imam Shabbat. Imadim. Barak.
Yahweh Shemar Bashem Yahushai. What we just said in Hebrew is, Lord, protect you in the name of Christ. Yep.
Dismissed.
Man, what did I do? Oh, I got it on cap.